Hello, this is Alex from the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, February 13th. Taking a look at the main impacts. Today we're expecting periods of heavy snow for the Sawtooth, Wood River Valley, and the surrounding areas there, with some heavy snow working into Island Park, the Continental Divide area, and we may also see some brief heavy snow over the mountains south of Interstate 86 down towards the Utah border, and perhaps between Burley and Pocatello, some brief heavy snow this morning as well. We'll eventually see rain mix in across the eastern Magic Valley this evening, and eventually any lingering snow should change over to rain even as far north and east as Pocatello during the overnight hours. We should see a diminishing trend in the precipitation intensity tonight, with a burst of rain and snow on Thursday. It will be breezy both days, so blowing snow will be a concern, especially in the upper Snake Plain towards the Montana border. And Friday, just some lingering snow showers as things begin to wind down. Show you the planning timeline here. Again, we've got the high impacts, particularly in the higher terrain areas. So the Southeast Highlands, the Bear Lake area, Soldiers, Sawtooths, and we do trend it down to a moderate tomorrow. Although there could be a period of heavy snow in these same areas, it won't be a persistent snowing all day kind of a situation. And again, we do see the snow changing over to rain across the eastern Magic Valley over towards Pocatello. There could be some rain on snow, minor flooding situation in those areas, with possibly up to a quarter inch of rain. Friday we start to trend down into the yellow with some lingering snow showers, and over the weekend occasional snow showers, mostly in the mountains, although we could see a brief snow shower across the valleys as well, with the best chance being in the afternoon and early evening. Taking a look at the satellite picture here, you can see while it's loading, look for the green colors and the blue colors. That indicates the deeper moisture, and you can see that here streaming from the central Pacific and aimed right across the Pacific Northwest, really right into our area. Let's take a look at the forecast radar now for the next day or so. By this morning, now snow hasn't made it into Idaho Falls and Pocatello just yet as of this recording, but snow should make it into those areas by sunrise. And as we go through the rest of the day, you can see how that's expected to evolve. Again, darker the blue, the heavier the snow. And I mentioned earlier we could see that occasional heavy snow in the Sawtooth. Maybe some brief heavy snow, though, say from Shoshone to Burley to Coldwater and across the southern highlands here, south of Interstate 86. We may see things trend down a bit north of Pocatello, but that will try to build in later. Notice as we go into the late afternoon and evening, we start to see that rain making its way into Twin Falls and Burley. And as we go through the night, generally a decreasing trend in the precipitation coverage, although some occasional heavier snow showers still possible here south of Interstate 86. And generally trending down overnight, but notice as we go into Thursday morning, another surge of precipitation with rain again in the lower elevations here across the eastern Magic Valley and Snake Plain. So definitely for Thursday, not the widespread constant snow, but more of a showery type of nature. And some of it could be briefly heavy, particularly in the evening, as you can see there with those darker colors. And we do start to work in some colder air. So by Thursday evening and early Friday, we think most lingering rain should change back over to snow. And we'll show you the temperatures here in a few slides. Starting out looking at these are the 6-hour snowfall amounts. You can see as you get into these darker blues, and particularly the pinks, that's where the heavier snow is expected. So this is late this morning into the late afternoon hours. And we'll step through. You can see how that evolves. We showed you in the forecast radar, still some occasional heavy snow across the higher terrain areas south of Interstate 86, the Bear River Range up towards Palisades and Island Park. So you can see that reflected here in the forecast snow. Notice it's all zeros across the eastern Magic Valley and southern Snake Plain. That's where we expect that changeover to rain to have occurred by then. Getting into Thursday afternoon, you can see the snowfall associated with that second surge of snow that we showed you on the forecast radar. And you can see how that overspreads all of southeast Idaho during the Thursday night time period. Again, still rain, though, basically from just south of Idaho Falls into the eastern Magic Valley. And by Friday, still looking at the snow showers, we have changed back over to snow. So any lingering moisture should be falling in the form of snow now from Pocatello to Burley. But by that time, a lot of the moisture has moved out. But notice we're still accumulating snow across the eastern highlands, east of the interstate corridor to the Wyoming border, even on Friday with the lingering snow showers there. And we do see that winding down, but not until Friday night. It's when the precipitation intensity really starts to slow down for us. And this is really the look for Saturday. Mostly just light snow showers and mainly in the mountains. Winds will be another issue, and this is what we're looking at for gusts this afternoon, with southerly winds potentially 35 to 40 miles per hour. That could cause some fairly significant blowing and drifting snow really along the Interstate 15 corridor all the way from Idaho Falls to the Montana border. Highway 20 north of Rexburg to Montana border. Highways 33, 34, 20, 26 through the Arco Desert, all susceptible to the blowing snow potential due to the winds. We do see those slacking off by late this evening and overnight tonight, but still breezy, so still some blowing snow, but not as severe as what is potentially possible this afternoon and evening. And we do maintain those breezy winds all the way through Thursday night and Friday. We do see them ramp back up again, though, during the day on Friday, and still remaining breezy, but not quite as strong as today. Certainly the windiest day is expected to be this afternoon and evening. I showed you temperatures. No surprise that we're well above freezing across the eastern Magic Valley with that change over to rain that's expected, but staying below freezing for most of the mountain areas. With those warmer temperatures, there'll be a little less blowing snow than what we saw on Sunday, but still the potential for some fairly significant blowing snow. Thursday should be the most mild day of the next several days, probably the next week or two, as we are expecting a prolonged period of below average temperatures. So if you like mild weather, Thursday is probably the last day for that. Then you can see that cool down Friday behind the cold front. Still above freezing, or at least earlier in the day, though, along the southern Snake Plain and eastern Magic Valley. That does not last, though, into Saturday. As you can see, highs are expected to be mainly below freezing all areas. And like I said, that'll persist at least through the rest of the week. Your low temperatures, no surprise, staying above freezing from Pocatello to Burley, where the rain is expected in those blue colors there. But then lows are expected to be below freezing by the time we get into Friday after the cold front. And that cooling trend continues for our lows through the weekend as well. That'll conclude the briefing for today. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, we welcome those to the phone number or email address you see there. Thank you.